I've always been keeping myself relatively fit, but as I got older, I'm now 52, I gradually I gained a little bit of weight every year, although I've actually been keeping myself quite busy. So I've tried quite a lot to lose weight without making much progress. Before I met you, I actually had a year in which I worked out tougher than I've ever worked out. I had a personal personal trainer 3 times a week. I never had so much personal training. So I had quite intensive fitness regime, but I still managed to gain another 3 kilos during this year. And that made me think I just needed a different approach. Well, the first thing that surprised me when you told me how you explained that you work is that we wouldn't actually work out together. You told me you can do that on your own, and it doesn't really matter what you do for as long as you keep yourself active. So we just had our weekly accountability calls. And I find accountability really works for me. And I didn't have that with my old trainer. He was just somebody standing next to me, telling me what to do, but there wasn't the overall accountability in terms of specific measurable goals. So we agreed on those goals, and every week you would check in with me, and I had to tell you what my progress was. And I also linked my Fitbit app to you so you could see at your end exactly what I did or didn't do, so I couldn't actually cheat. That's also quite useful. And what also was different is that you suggested very small incremental changes. And I find that really fascinating also for my own work as a coach, because I do that also with my clients in other areas, breaking something down so that the individual steps are no-brainers. So you only ever asked me to do 3 things in a week, to focus on 3 things. And one of the first things we did was 10,000 steps a day. And then I thought, yeah, I can do this. And then a month later, you increased that to 12,000 and then to 15,000. Well, if you had told me at the beginning, can you do 15,000 steps a day? I would probably have said, how? It's locked down. But because we gradually increased that, it became actually quite easy. It was just a little tiny bit to add on something I was already doing. And we also did this with other things like the length of my workout sessions and diet, which means that the whole thing was actually much easier. I did lose 5 kilos, which is a fantastic result for me, in particular since I gained 3 kilos the last year, and now in just 3 months, I lost 5 kilos. I wouldn't actually say that I have major challenges. I didn't always fully stick to my diet, in particular drinking and takeout meals over the weekend. And if I had stuck to my commitment, I probably would have had a better result. But I was still okay with this because it kind of meant I could have slips, I could still have a good quality of life. I didn't really have to give up on something. And I still made great progress.
Yes, I think it's really, really important that you did mention it, actually, because so many people, when they embark on a fitness journey, they feel like they're going to have to give up all of their favorite things. They feel they're going to have to give up alcohol. They're going to have to give up all their favorite foods. Whereas you did the opposite. You didn't have to give up anything, really. Yes, you made some changes. We've all got to make some changes, but you still had a drink at the weekend. You still had a takeaway, and you still achieved a result that you are happy with.
Yeah, and what I learned is how to better balance it. Because I measured myself every day, I know exactly what happens if I have a pizza and half a bottle of wine. I can see that the next day. But I also know there are simple things I can do to counteract that. I started with 3 workouts a week and then 2 runs a week. And I basically moved to doing something 6 or 7 days a week, either a half an hour workout or half an hour run. And my workouts were workouts I could do at home because we were in lockdown anyway, a video with a kind of a HIIT or insanity exercise routine. Many of them were without weights. And I quite enjoyed that. They were short and intensive. And in between those training days, I would run around my local park, which is about 30, 40 minutes. And I really enjoyed that too, because you get the extra steps and the fresh air. And it's also almost meditative to walk and get out of the house.
And are you happy with the results that you've achieved as a result of that?
Yeah, absolutely. In particular, if I compare it to what I've did not achieve in the previous year. Plus, I understand better how I function and how I can lose weight and what I need to do that, and how to balance the days where I do eat or drink more than I probably should. So I've also have the tools now to keep that going. And the things that we've done, they're sustainable. They're quite easy things to keep included in my daily routine. I generally find that whoever we work with, we will get growth out of it. And I've worked with many different coaches. Everybody was different. And from each of them, I learned something different. They can take me a step further. We don't know how far, but it is a step. So in a way, you can't really loosen this. And just having somebody you're accountable to once a week is so incredibly powerful. Because yes, we can do a workout ourselves, but are we really going to be focused on our goals? Are we really, it's easy to make excuses unless there is somebody who, first of all, tells you what to do, what is effective, what's a good strategy, but then also holds you accountable for you following through with this.
Amazing, amazing. Hans, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for taking the
time. I thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. It works both ways. You've been a great client, and I'm glad you're happy with the outcome you've achieved.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.